I've been talking to you guys and you haven't been able to hear me because we're muted. Thank you, Justine, for letting me know. I was just saying hello to here, hello to everybody here. Make sure you guys are all on mute. So bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the mute button. I'm going to go ahead and get started. It's 12:30 now, and as I start to chat, more people will be landing. If you are here or here, you're going to want to look into the comments soon. There's going to be a link to a Zoom webinar that you can register in. So you're going to be able to see this slideshow, and then we can send you all the freebies. We've got templates, handouts, videos, all the good things. I just keep asking, how can I help more? How can I support more people? And the answers and the downloads are coming thick and fast. So let's get ready for this. It's just probably about 40 minutes. I'm going to take a moment here to make sure that's on. Good, make sure that's on. We're going to share my screen. I actually want to see who's on here. I'll just have a quick look. Hey, Geeta. Hey, Justine. Good to see you on here. Karen Duncan. Lara, good to see you. Louisa, got a job interview tomorrow, which is today, which is exciting. Louisa Robbins on, good to see you. And oh, beautiful Susan. Good to see you all on here. Thank you for jumping in, everybody here and here. I can't do everybody's name. Hey, Roxy, I can see you up there. Jump onto the link so you can see the slideshow. Okay, so we're going to share screen. Here we go, share screen. So you guys are all missing out on the pretty slideshow, the pictures, all the goodness. All right, so if we go down to here, we're going to move it all around a little bit. I'm going to close that down. We're going to go present. So you should be all able to see that. All right, good. Okay, here we go. Welcome, everybody. First things first, so many of you have reached out to me and you want to know about this process. You want to know why and how and where I'm going live in several places at the same time. You want to know how I'm getting it onto Zoom and getting it across to my biggest group, which is Rise and Shine Meetup Group. If you're not part of that yet, you need to get on there, Rise and Shine Meetup Group, add yourself and we will approve you. So it's live on Rise and Shine, it's live on my business page, and it's live on my personal page. So there's 3 devices, sometimes 4, and there is a method behind the madness. If you are a coach, I have a lot of coaches reaching out to me at the moment. This is part of the mastermind. I show you how to set up this process. It's too much to go into it now, and it's not going to serve everybody on the call because not everybody on the call wants to know. So reach out separately if you're interested. I'm going to go through some details of the mastermind at the end. But this is the way to do it because this is how we serve more people. This is how we help more people, is by reaching out and then bringing everybody into the one spot so I can send you all the free stuff. So we've got a beautiful slideshow here. If anybody on either of these pages here, I'm pointing at you and you, want to see the slideshow and you want to get your freebies, jump over. There'll be a link in the comments. My assistant would have dropped the link in the comment. You go in, you register, your email clicks up, and at the end you get the follow-up email with all the little bits and pieces and goodies. You'll also be able to ask questions because it's from the Zoom that I'm actually talking to you. I can't keep watching the other ones as well. There's too much going on. So make sure you get the link and you get over here onto Zoom. So thank you everybody for joining us. As you're all landing, just pop yourselves on mute. This is the 3rd week of this. The first week of it, I was so nervous and it was really hard slog, getting everything set up, wondering if I was doing the right thing, being scared about what people might think because everyone's got their internal representation of what's happening in the world right now. And we've all got our reality, what we're going through at our home. The facts are my husband has lost his job for an undisclosed period of time, which means we don't have his income, which was our main income. And I always like to share that because a lot of my social media right now is all about the service, all about helping people. And because I'm doing that, I feel really good. Perhaps what you don't see is the behind the scenes of, you know, when that first started, the challenges that we were going through in terms of our finances, our relationships, and the things that were sort of coming up for us. And I thought to myself, you know what? If I'm going through this, so are you, so is other people. I can sit here and I can complain and I can argue and I can fight and I can blame people. But what would be more resourceful would be to share my journey and the tips and the hints and the tricks that I have used and I'm using and utilizing daily to be able to get them out to you. So now there's over 50 people watching right now. And as we keep talking, you're going to continue to jump on and land. So the coaches amongst us, this is powerful. This is my 3rd week, and I will continue to do it for as long as it takes. So this is what's come up for me. I'm sort of basing it on personally what I'm experiencing. And like I said, the tools and the techniques that I'm using personally to get us through these tricky periods. And then what happens is, because I have a lot of clients, over 100 of you now signed up to the mastermind, I listen to you. I hear what you're experiencing, and I take all that and I formulate a package, a video, a handout, a template, a magic PDF, something to help you. And then I know, because you're feeling it, I've been feeling it, that I can get it out to the masses. So that's what this is about. Deeply going into this, it's a real reflection of my own journey and what specifically I am doing to guard my environment fiercely. Some of you have heard me say that. You have to be so aware of the input that's coming in, particularly over the next couple of weeks, because shit's going to get worse probably before it gets better. Who knows what I'm talking about? Give me some love. Hello, Philip. I can see you over there. We've got Lucy, Mandy, Lucia, Carmen, everybody up there. Somebody else has jumped on here. So let's move to the next page. So first week, Gus lost his job. We did the it was a really long one. If you want the recordings, let me know. It was about an hour and 18 minutes because we had so much to cover. The next week, what we did was fear neutralization, because I found myself slipped down into this space of fear and this vibration of uncertainty and what was going to happen. And I was asking myself these questions like, oh my God, what if we lose the house? What if this? What if that? And as you can understand, that path of questioning was leading me to even more fear, was leading me to despair and desperation and scarcity mindset. So I caught it and I felt it, and I was like, okay, how can I change that for something more resourceful? So last week we went through a deep questioning process. You can get the recordings, please reach out if you want them. We went through the recordings, through the questions that we were asking ourselves, because the quality of the question, of the answer or the outcome is determined by the quality of the questions that you are asking. So something as simple as that completely revolutionized and changed my life. And I keep saying it, there's a handful of you on here who are also on my inner circle free coaching for my high-end package people and my high-end clients. I'm giving free group coaching to once a week for the next couple of weeks. So you've heard me say it before, but honestly, guys, it's something I talk about all the time and I forget to do it. So once again, if I'm forgetting to do it sometimes and I just catch myself in the state of fear, desperation, scarcity, then you're doing it as well. So don't let your brain go, oh, I heard her talk about this last week. Why is she telling me this again? Which is what I used to do. Just as she said it again, there's a message in it for me. Write it down. The more you write it down, the more we're paving this path in your neurons, in your brain, to continue to go to it instead of go to the fear, the desperation, the uncertainty, all the things that aren't really resourceful. We're sometimes going to bounce down there, but we're always going to come back up and really quickly. So this week I noticed, I heard and I saw and I felt that there was this feeling of feeling lost. Now that we've been in lockdown for a couple of weeks, might be 2, 3, maybe up to 4 or 5 for some of you who started early, the early birds, they got locked down quicker because you've got your own stuff going on. We're going into 4 and 5, and I think my mum's been at home now and hasn't left the house pretty much for 6 weeks. So there's this feeling of lost. There's this feeling of scatteredness because I've been at home a lot lately, and I went out the other day and I just felt really disorientated, completely disorientated. So I was like, what is that? Why am I feeling so disorientated? And it's because, you know, I've guarded myself so much in isolation at home. And when I went out, I realized that our normal is really highly stimulating. When you go to the petrol station, which is our normal, you go to the petrol station once or twice a week or maybe once a fortnight, you have got millions, literally millions of pieces of input and information coming into you. The petrol pump, the music coming into your ears, thinking about what has anyone ever left the pump and left their little thingo off? I nearly did it the other day, honestly. And now we've got the thing and we've got to put gloves on, and then you've got to just clean everything. And if you're just dropping into the shops, the lights, the music, the people, the energy. Like, it's really quite distracting, but it became our normal. So I realized I was feeling really scattered because I create this sanctuary for myself at home. And from the moment I had to leave the house, there was this anxiety, and I didn't realize it at the time until I sort of rewound it and scanned over my day, and I could feel it in my chest, and I could feel I was getting all uptight. And I don't know if anybody else feels like this, but we were coming in and out, you know, several times a day. And I was having that reaction, but it just wasn't noticed because it was my normal. So here I am, I'm feeling disorientated, I'm feeling scattered. And then that leads to, unless we catch it, it leads to feeling really scared. So what I want to do over the course of the next 30 minutes together, hello, Robin. Robin just jumped on up the top. Donna, Ben, Cherie, Nicolette. Hey, good to see you all. I've had a load of people jump on up here. So what I'm doing is a live Zoom. In the links probably above for you guys will be a link that you can go onto, and you're going to be able to see the slideshow that is here, you guys as well. So I've got the slideshow, and if you want all the freebies, then you go and you register, and I'll send it out in a follow-up email after. Hey, Nikki, good to see you. All right, so who else is feeling like this? If you've been feeling scared, lost, scattered, let me know I'm not on my own. Put it up there, because I'm going to take you through a process and introduce you to the community who can help you come through this. We have a choice. We can subconsciously feel those feelings and go down that path, or we can create another path for ourselves. We have trained our brain, unconsciously, most of us, to move down this path to fear, anxiety, not good enough. So it is literally a matter of retraining the brain to something more resourceful. And the beauty of it is, guys, you get to choose. The masses of people out there will not choose. They'll keep fighting over toilet paper. And that's not a judgment. That's not judging them. That's an observation, because what's happening for them is they're in their animalistic brain. And that's what I noticed I was moving to. And I was like, I can feed myself, I can survive, but I can't thrive when I'm there. And one of my highest values is growth and education and empowerment. So I had to make some switches, and I had to make some changes. So if you work with me, if you have a look into the mastermind, which I'm going to tell you about at the end, you're going to see that I'm going to take you through these processes that can help you determine your values so you can design a life around that. So if you're feeling like that, you are not on your own, and we've got to start asking the question, how am I feeling? How resourceful is that? And what would I prefer instead? And then when we do that, it's the starting point to something quite magical. So let's move on. We're going on to the next page. So this is not just about the virus or the thing that they call coronavirus. This is about people losing their jobs, people losing finances, people losing their homes, connection, feeling isolated. The suicide rates are going up. I looked at some statistics last night. Now, here's a tip, guys. Do not listen to the news. Just be so aware of what's coming into these earbuds, what you're seeing. Don't listen to the news. My mentor, Lewis Mocker, who I work quite closely with, said to me, wake up in the morning and create a routine about checking statistics. Spend 5 minutes getting the facts, because you're going to need to make some decisions within your life, your finances, and all the big areas of your life. You don't want to be making the decisions from the animalistic part of your brain where you're fighting over toilet paper. It's not going to be the best decision for you and your family. So we need to move you out of that. So for 5, maximum 10 minutes, most mornings, Gus will get up, he will check the facts, we will come together, we have a briefing, and then we make the decisions from that. So yeah, looking at the facts and the statistics is important. Do not get down the rabbit warren of Facebook and going into the conspiracy theories and just going down. It's like literally like a rabbit warren. You're just going down further, 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 deeper, deeper, deeper. It's getting darker, 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 and you're looking up and you can't see the light anymore, and you're like, how the hell do I get out of here? So that's why I'm here. Shine that light down the rabbit warren, down there, and say, hello, down there, can you hear me? Come back up. The light's up here, the magic's up here, the change is up here. So let's all do that together. Pretty cool. Thank you, Megan, for commenting up there. And the other thing, and this is what happened for Gus and I as well, is because we were reverting back to the animalistic part of our brain, we moved into scarcity, like to the point, guys, where I was like on the first day, right, this is quite funny. Okay, Gus has lost the income. That's the facts. That's the reality of it. Started looking, I was like, let's turn all the lights off. Let's save all the money on the lights, because that's how I grew up, right? Turn the lights off and save the money. Okay, now you can only have 2-minute showers. Like I went really like restricted right into this scarcity mindset. And, you know, there can be some shifts and changes around that kind of thing. We're going to have to adapt as a family, but this vibration, this frequency of scarcity and thinking we're going to save some money because someone has a 1 minute shorter shower is just ridiculous. And it's flighty and it's reactive. So I caught myself doing it and I had to have a bit of a giggle. So if you've caught yourself in that pattern, give yourself a hug and say, it's okay, you can make some changes, but let's do it with consciousness. And let's do it from an abundant space and a healthy mindset, as opposed to like, oh my gosh, we've got to tighten everything up. The other thing that I've started to do is infuse some money. The other thing that I would have done prior to knowing what I'm teaching you guys now is I would have tightened the purse strings and not spent a cent. Like, I honestly can be the tightest tight ass that you would ever know, because that used to be part of my identity. So resourceful, not spend a cent. But I thought, is that an abundant mindset or is that a scarcity mindset? And it's total scarcity. Yes, we can make some changes, but if I pull everything in and I'm like this, then there's no money being infused back into the economy. So we made some decisions and chose some businesses, some family local businesses around us that we were going to still choose to inject and infuse finances into. And honestly, it opens up and it feels so much better. So that's an invitation to you, a suggestion to you to just look at what matters, what you value, who you want to help, who you can serve, and continue to infuse the finances back. But you choose, and you're being a lot more direct. And yeah, there's some choices that need to be made. So, and then of course that affected my relationship, because I was being such a tight ass and I was in this restricted thing, and Gus was going through like loss of identity stuff because the job as the provider, and a lot of you are going to go through this as well. We feel like we've lost our purpose, our soul purpose. Purpose Month of Mastermind shows us, and if you listen to my podcast, you'll hear this, you're going to get all that for free in the follow-up email. The purpose, my biggest misconception is the purpose is something on the outside of us that we're moving towards. It's external to us. This is a misconception. It's out here somewhere in la la land. We're moving towards it. It's external from us. So when I realized the purpose, or for you guys, if you've lost your job, your income, your identity, and you think the purpose, you've lost your purpose, that was big feedback I got from a lot of you here on Facebook. I feel like I've lost my purpose. I've had the same job for 30 years and it's been taken away. I don't know who I am without it. Or my relationship's breaking down. I don't know who I am without that. You are not your job. You are not your income. You're not your house. You're not your car. You are an essence and love and light. And we need to revisit that place. This is where we need to come back to when we're making these decisions. So as my relationship was starting to have an edge, because I'd, pulled the strings in, I was going back to the animal brain, I was identifying with things that I wasn't, I realized some choices and changes needed to be made in my home environment. So Gus and I sat down and we went through the loss neutralizer, which is all part of the mastermind. And it actually was a small snippet of it was in last week's webinar as well. If you're on here and you did it, please let me know how you went. The feedback was phenomenal. So and I did it on my Instagram stories too. You can go over to my Instagram, Diane McKendrick, and in the top part, the highlights, there's a little space there and it will say the worry tool or the fear tool. And you can go in and listen to it. And I'll take you through in a couple of minutes really quickly what we did. And we went from being in total animal brain, losing the job, losing the identity, the relationship being on the edge in a period of about 48 hours, to starting a business, having some really deep conversations that we'd been too busy and too distracted to have, and revolutionized our life, our home life, our kids' life, our income, and it just was phenomenal. So I want to show you guys how to do that. It's just so good to see you all on here, and I can see a lot of your faces here on the Zoom, like writing notes like crazy. And honestly, guys, that's always been my dream. I would double time my mentors. I have a few main ones in different areas of my life. I would put them on double time so I could consume double the amount of information than most normal people, because I'm about mastering my life, moving away from the masses. And that's what I want to teach and remind you all to do as well. So I'd double time my friend and mentor Lewis or Francesca, and I'd listen to it and I'd double time it. And I would watch it on the thing as I was going to bed. I'd be scrawling notes, and I had a vision. I had an imagination that one day someone would send me a photo of me on their computer screen, and they're consuming the content while I'm sitting on the couch with my family doing whatever we feel like doing. And in the last week, it's been thick and thin, all these messages people coming in, watching the mastermind, sending me their answers, my phone ding, ding, dinging, people from France, England, America, all jumping on. Well, I'm sitting on the couch having my afternoon or evening debrief. Gus and I sit down every night and go through the figures and the statistics and how we're feeling and what we've accomplished and where we need a bit more help. All because of the processes that I'm taking you through. So it's been quite magical, and I want you to have an imagination of what could be possible for you. And it doesn't have to be that. It could be just waking up and feeling not normal again, but feeling excited again and ignited and okay. So that's mine, because that's where I'm working through in my life. But just have an imagination of whatever it is for you, because as we take you through the timeline therapy, which is also in the mastermind, your brain doesn't know the difference between something vividly imagined and a memory. So you eating breakfast this morning to your brain, which actually happened, hopefully you all ate breakfast, or you waking up this morning, you all woke up, right? You eating breakfast this morning to your brain is the same thing as, for me, getting the testimonials in of people watching my stuff and consuming my content. So that's really powerful. I'm going to take you through some of that in the mastermind. And it is how I've been able to write my book with 2 kids. It is how I've been able to start the podcast, because I imagined it first. So relevant. Who's jumped on? Bonnie. Hey, Rebecca. Good to see you. And Jody. Good to see you too, my beautiful friend. Okay, cool. So next page. Okay, if you're feeling lost, have you lost your job, your income? These are the main ones. There's going to be other things in the subcategories, but for now, job, income, relationship, your health, your identity, which is a big one. I was saying people identify who they are with what they do. So this is going to cause us to go deeper and go, okay, I'm not my job, I'm not my house, I'm not the money, I'm not the car, I'm not my relationship. What the fuck am I if I'm not all the things that society have always told me that I am? What am I? So you get to create that. You get to go inside, which is another process we do through the mastermind, deep within yourself and your soul, and you uncover it and you elicit it and you bring it out, because it's not the surface stuff. And there's a series of questioning that I take you through that helps bring it out. And when you discover that, every single morning when you wake up and you put those feet on the ground, whether it's a good day or a bad day, perceived good day or bad day, regardless of what you've got going on in your life, you have a certain magnetism, you have a certain presence, you have a certain path, and you feel different. So just invite you to start to question that. Who am I without all the stuff? If I couldn't explain myself, saying my name, my age, my job, what I do for a living, the fact that I'm Ross and Esme's parents, how would I say who I was? And we do this in our workshops when we can get together, all together in one spot. I take you through that process. So now I've just converted it to online. So if you want to go through the process, seriously think about the mastermind. And the other big thing up here on all the social medias and on here on the Rise Up page, who feels like they've lost their routine? Some of us identify who we are with our routine. All you Zoomies over here, who feels like they've lost their routine and control? Or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. I can see the messages coming, but I can't press the button in case it gets rid of the screen. So I'll read them all in a little bit. So who feels like they lost control? Philip, you feel like you lost control? Nisha just jumped on. Good to see you. Laura, Jody, who feels like they've actually lost control of their own life? So that's good, not just me. Beautiful. Okay, so feeling scattered. I noticed, like I said, when I left the house the other day, I was disoriented and there was so much stimulus coming in, because part of these sessions, ladies and gents, is about me helping you get through what's happening right now. But I always look what's coming for you. And there's going to be a time you need to leave your house. And unless we do this stuff, you're all going to be a messy basket case when you finally get to leave, because we have this fantasy and infatuation of what it's going to be when it goes back to normal. So first of all, it ain't ever going back to normal. And I feel like that was part of my journey out there. When I went out to go to the shops, it felt different. I felt so disorientated, and it came out in me being agitated. And I'm thinking, I recognize my behavior, my language, the way I was moving. I'm like, I'm pissed off, I'm angry, I'm agitated. Firstly, the government, and this is me talking to myself, they've got us in fear because they just took our income. So how? Blame. They just took our income. Now I go out and there's a possibility I got no bloody income now and they might find me. So I'm already in fear. I'm already in the animalistic brain. Well, and most of us are. I've got the awareness to snap myself out of it. And then I was like, and then they put us in more fear because they're going to fine us, little fuckers. No, anyway. So I see you guys laughing on this. I was like, If there's fear here and they feel, why are they doing that? Because they can control us, right? If you are scared, you're going to make a very different set of decisions and create a very different pathway to what you feel is right. They're moving us away from ourselves, separating, conquering, and dividing. And my job right now, in a very beautiful and discreet way, is to prepare you, help you right now. Obviously, all we've got is now, but to prepare you and have you the light workers when you finally get to go back out there, that you carry this essence, you carry this presence, you carry this choice for yourself to make a change in your life. So I was feeling disorientated, and that's like, I've got about 10 different names I'd give all my selves in my head. Another process we go through in the masterminds, very powerful. Sounds batshit crazy, but it works a treat. So I name them all and I have conversations back and forward, and it's so powerful. So I recommend you all do that. I obviously was confused because it was back and forward and pinballing everywhere. I felt myself frustrated and I was feeling scattered, uncertain, and agitated, like I said earlier. And I thought, you know what, this lady here on the screen, that's what I felt like. I caught it and said, how resourceful is this? How am I serving people from this place? How am I feeling? Why am I feeling like this? And how the bloody hell can I change it? Because I ain't helping anyone here while I'm just sitting here being pissed off and angry at them. Take some ownership over my own life, decide how I want to feel, and then make a path to that. So that's what this is all about. Oh, did that battery just go flat? Sorry, guys, the battery just went flat. So if you're feeling scared, that's okay too. And this is what I want to talk to you about and give you a few little tips before we move into the next bit. The past and the future, that actually is wrong there, that word. The past and the future is a function of your mind. You can only be scared from a memory of the past, something you have heard, seen, or perceived to happen to you with more negative charge than positive charge. So let me say that again, because you go through this in the whole fear neutralization process with me, which was in a snapshot last week and also in depth in the mastermind. If you're feeling scared and there's a fear there, which is there for all of us, the past and the future is a function of the mind you only have now. A fear is something that has happened to you in the past. You've seen, heard, experienced an event that you perceive has more negative charge than positive charge. In actuality, in wholeness, everything this is pure science, has the negative and has the positive. But in our mind, we only pulled in the negative. So when we go through this process, this deep questioning process, we pull into the positive and the gifts that this perceived shitty thing has given to us, and we neutralize it. Because what happens mostly in life is people go off this end of the scale, like negative, 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 or this end of the scale, oh, I'm so positive and so happy, and they're attached to this side, and they're showing the world in social media, I'm so happy, I'm so positive, I'm so this. In actuality, we're all of it, we're everything. So what this process does, this fear neutralization process I take you through in the mastermind, is this is your center, this is your truth, this is your presence, this is your now, this is your power. What we do is we recognize the two polarities, and you oscillate between. Before I learned this process, it was a bloody wild ride, because I'm going from here across to here, back to here, unpacking over here in the negative, having the depression, having the anxiety, having the thing, back over here in complete infatuation. Oh, it's going to be like this, and I'm going to do like this, like wild ride. I didn't freaking get much work done because I was too busy on the swinging this way and swinging that way. So now I get so much done because I have the strategy that I've gone into fear, I've gone into my animalistic brain. Let's bring myself back to truth and present. It happens both ends of the scale, guys. So now the positive, perceived negative moved closer together for me, and it's a bit more like this. And if I come over here in the negative or the perceived negative, it doesn't take much to go through the questioning and bring myself back to center again. Because you might happen, you're either work or you're with the kids, or you're having coffee with someone, you feel that kick in the gut, someone says something to you, does something to you, and it pisses you off and it offends you. I've had it happen here, and I've had clients send me stuff and I'm triggered. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm here like typing away, and I'm doing all this incredible, amazing creation, writing my next book and getting the pixie cards out and the next piece of surprise, and someone says something or does something and I feel offended. and I'm trying to concentrate, I've allocated like 26 minutes to get this done. And while I'm over here in being pissed off land or offended land, I'm not getting any of it done. I'm not completely present with the job at task. That's why I can get it done in 26 minutes where it takes most people 3 years to do it. I recognize the feeling. I go through the process. I bring myself, honestly, it's on the Instagram page. Go over to the Instagram. It's super quick and super snappy. And in the mastermind, we take it deeper, deeper, deeper. But that is good. If you're not sort of in a position or you're not ready or you don't want the mastermind, which I'm going to tell you about at the end, go onto the Instagram, Diane McKendrick, and just go through the really quick one. And it will start to build the pathways for you. Super cool. Everyone that just jumped on, make sure you go over and get the link. I see Annie, Jody, Derek, Nisha, Laura. You're late. That's okay. Divine timing. It's perfect, right? Okay, cool. Who likes this photo of me? You don't see many photos of like this, but like I said, you've got to own the traits, own the positive, own the positive, own the negative. And that's why I'm able to get so much done. So I just explained all this. Everything in actuality is a neutral charge, and you have both negative and positive. So if you're experiencing some of the fear, some of the uncertainty, we've got to look in that moment for the synchronos. I can't say that word, I always mess it up. The synchronicity, like the opposite, because it's happening.
Synchronicity.
That word, yes. I'm going to practice it. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so what we do is we dissolve it now. I left this slide showing, and I actually forgot I left it in. I'm going to go through it super quick with you. Some of you have heard it. Take a photo of this, write it down, go over to the Instagram page. You're going to get this in a recording and you can continue to listen to it. One, you need to identify it. What the bloody hell is scaring you right now? And get deeper, not just like I've lost my income. Let's go, why? Why does that scare you? Well, it scares me because I'm not going to be able to provide for my family. Well, why does that scare you? Well, because then I'm going to be found out to be a fraud and everyone's thinking I'm an idiot. Well, why does that matter? And go why about 3 times. Why? And then that's the fear we're going to work with. Identify it. Notice where you feel it in your body. Mine is a feeling in my guts. Like I feel like I've been kicked in the guts. And sometimes I actually get that kick in the guts feeling before I realize I'm scared. Then I go to myself, hold on, I've got that feeling. I'm scared because the old subconscious is working over mine, telling me all these things. And I get this fear. I get this uncertainty and scaredness. And my body tells me before my brain does. So identify it, ask why, drill down, notice where you feel it in your body. Guys, please take notes, please write this down, please rewatch this. You're not going to hear this many other places. I had to search high and low to get a mentor that had this, the capacity to deliver it and the ability to help me understand it. And honestly, 99% of the world will never hear this or not be interested in it. If you want to master your life, if you want to design the life that you deserve and you desire, you will use this for the rest of your life. So identify. Then you're going to go feel it in your body. Identify why. Identify it, wherein you feel it in your body. Step number 2, immediately list 1 to 10. Don't rate. Start writing them down now. 1, 10 action steps that you can do right now to lower the probability of it happening. So for example, if I was worried about, say, losing my job, I was at the office and I had a job and I was worried about losing my job because a lot of people are losing their job at the moment. What are 10 action steps I can take right now in this moment to lower the probability of that happening? Well, I ring the boss and I go, what do you need? I would get there early. I would provide more than what was. I'd be having conversations. I would be showing up every day. I'd be in their face. How can I help? What can I do? I'd be up the front. I'd be behind the scenes. And if they were firing people, I would be the last person they fired because I have an action step, an action plan in place. So as soon as you do that, you recognize the fear, because most of us bloody don't even know what we're scared of. We only just know that we're scared. So you're going to identify it, you're going to feel it in your body, you're going to empower yourself and give yourself some action steps. And I'm going to tell you, this is the next thing that's going to happen. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down the page. You're going to get to 3 and go, I don't know. I don't know what the next ones are. So this is it. This is the key. You nod and you smile, even when your brain's saying, I don't know what they are. You nod and you smile and say, I know what they are. Good on you. Yes. And just keep writing whatever comes up. Right. If you get to 3 or 4, great. Use 3 or 4. Let's not be the perfectionist. So many of us are, I didn't get to 10. I can't go to the next step. Fuck it. Go and do the next question. Sorry to swear, Mum, if you're watching. She goes mad at me, but I'm passionate about this, guys, because it's going to help you. Okay, step number 3, you're going to do action steps right now. Write them down, 1 to 10, to lower the impact if the fear or the worry does come true. 1 to 10, write them down, nod, smile, tell yourself you've got it. Step number 4, you're going to stack the benefits if the fear does come true. So if it does happen, what's the benefits for you? What's the gift in it? So you may have to go deep because they're not going to be sitting on your brain, on the top of their brain. But how I explained before is everything in actuality is whole. If you've heard this before, keep listening. I have listened to this, honestly, hundreds of times. And every time I hear it, I get something else out of it. So part of my brain is like, oh, I can see Roxy on here. She's heard this a couple of times. I see Gita on here. I know she's heard it. And the brain's like, oh, you dickhead, Diane, they've already heard it. Stop telling them. But then I have to flick it right and say, all right, I've heard this hundreds of times and it still helps me. So I'm going to keep talking till I lose my voice. Gita's there going, yeah, do it. And you're going to find that too. You're going to find each time I say it, the dots are joining. The first time I said it to most of you across the arms, like, what the friggin' hell is she talking about? Okay, so step 4, stack the benefits as if the fear comes true. So for us, if Gus did lose his job, he was like, the benefit, if that came true, I could be home with you. I could spend more time with you. I could do this and this. And you could see him go through the process. His eyes light up. They got blue again. They'd started to get a little bit of the dark blue because he was under so much pressure and stress and fear. And you could see it, the light turned back on, and oh my gosh, and this and this and this. So we spent a good couple of minutes like, what the hell? What if you did lose it? What's the benefits to us? What's the benefits to our family? So then he actually got, my brain's going, oh gosh, are we manifesting this because we're getting so excited and adding all this emotional charge to the benefits of losing the job and losing the income? But honestly, guys, there's a gift in it and you just have to uncover it and bring it to the surface. Okay, now here's the key. Most of you are going to get to that stage and be like, oh, it's too hard. Don't want to go any further. That's it. I've done my stuff for the day. Time's up. I'm hungry. I need to go have a sleep. Oh, the vacuuming needs to go get done. I know because I do it too. So you want to go do the vacuuming. You want to pull yourself away from this. Finish this question. The drawbacks if the fear does not come true. So if you don't lose your job, if you don't lose the income, what are the drawbacks of it actually not happening? So I think I've fairly well confused your brain right now. That's my job. Scramble, rewire, get something different. The drawbacks of it's not happening. Guys, just these little tips in themselves will revolutionize your life. I promised myself I'd be half an hour on here today. I'm not going to look at the time because you need this information, right? The other thing is, for me, I won't give you sympathy. If you want results, come and see me. If you want sympathy, go see another coach. I'm not here to hug and cry and pat you on the top shoulder and say boo-hoo and meet you down there. I will hold you and I will give you the tools and the strategies, but I am all about why is this happening for you, not to you, because in an area of your life, whatever's happening to you right now and the way you're internally representing the whole shitstorm around us, it is what you choose subconsciously to have the issue, the fear, the scared, the scatteredness around is it's showing life, showing you, gifting you this deep awareness of where you're disempowered in your life. I'm not one bit worried about my health. It's my highest value. My health, it hasn't even entered my mind. I mean, I may get sick, but it hasn't been a fear because I haven't thought about it because I'm so committed to my health. But the finances, which was my money for a long time, was the least of my values. Another process we go through the mastermind, uncover the values so we can design your life around it. Mine came up with money because it was my lowest value. So it's going to give you this scenario that's happening here in the world. It gifts you and shows you where you are disempowered in your life and you have a choice to make. You can come on the journey, you can see the gap, you can heal it, or you can go, oh, it's too hard. I'm just going to stay here and fight over toilet paper all day. And that's a decision you've got to make. I cannot do it for you. I can give you the tools, the techniques, the communities. I've spent years now building this and cultivating this conscious community of people that really give a shit about each other. And I'll lead it. I'll be at the front. I'll be on the bloody book cover, whatever I need, but I cannot do it for you. So I am not the coach for you if you want to come and sook and cry and say life is shit and not do anything about it. You can come and sook and cry and I go, good, where are you disempowered? What's happening for you? How can we shift it and change it? And how can I help you move into the fuller version of yourself? Let's master this. I'm not going to say it's easy, because I have some pretty shit times as well. I don't always get on here and share about them, but I'm human. The difference probably between me and you right now is I've got these tools and strategies and I'm committed to them. I'm committed not just for myself anymore, for my family and for all of you guys to lead the way, right? So go through that process, take a photo of it, allocate some time every single day to go through these because they're so relevant and they're so important. All you guys, look at the link above and get over here so you can get a photo of this and get sent out the good stuff, get a video of this. So we started talking about that at, I can't see the time. I'm too scared to press any buttons. Okay, so let's go to the next page. Okay, so step number 1 in being scared, scattered, and lost, the first thing that you need to do, obviously go through the fear thing and rewatch and listen to that. Step number 1, you need a solid morning routine, and it ain't going to be what it used to be. It's not going to be when everything was normal and flying along, you know, beautifully. Your morning routine is going to be different. We have to pivot. We have to adapt because your body's under a lot more pressure and a lot of you are probably going to be at your threshold. We need to simplify it. And so these are the things that I've given you to simplify it. A, wake at the same time every day. I don't give a shit what you've got on. Wake up at the same time every day. And would I be telling you to do this if we were 5 years down the track and you had $1 million business and you had the relationship? No, this adapts and changes and grows with you. But for most of you right now with what you're going through, you need to make a choice and wake up at the same time every day. That is key. Because straight away, if you're laying in bed pressing snooze, your ego is won. So it's going to win for the rest of the day. Wake up at the same time every day. Empower yourself. You get to choose that. I look at my values in my list, and previous to this type of work, I'd be up 4 o'clock because I'm committed to being the master and the best and doing what most people wouldn't do to get their results. I've had a full circle. I'll get up at 4, 3 o'clock if I had to. So for me, I had to soften and go, what's more important right now? I want to be well slept and I want to lay in bed so my kids can come in and I can sit with them in the morning. So that's changed for me. And the other thing now, because I've done this work, I don't use an alarm clock. I set my subconscious to wake me up the time every single, all my kids, every single day. So you guys are all going to get to that point as well. Step 1, A, wake up at the same time every day. Step 2, eat at the same times. Let's create a little bit of a framework and a structure. A lot of feedback I've been getting from you guys is you're eating the food because there's no structure, there's no framework. Let's set a framework. I'll give you mine really quickly. We wake between 6 and 7, usually about 6:30. And then I sit with the kids in the morning. By 8 o'clock, I'm up getting everything sorted and ready. I eat my breakfast and then we eat at 10:30, morning tea. So this is the other thing, right? It eliminates, mostly, not all the time, that I'm hungry. Who's got kids? Let me know if you've got kids on here. You guys, who's got kids on here? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm freaking hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry before 10:30. So now I say, because it was stressing me out, I was like, why am I just reacting to this all the day? It's driving me crazy. I was like, okay, 1, you should have eaten more breakfast. And these are my answers, and they pretty much don't change. You should have eaten more breakfast, or you could have eaten more breakfast. Or 2, we're eating at 10:30. You'll be right. It's only another half an hour. So now I've trained them that they have got the framework. They know it. Do the same for yourself. You need it. Because other it's like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. No, you're not bloody not hungry. Your soul doesn't need to eat the Tim Tam. Your soul doesn't need to eat the cake. It's your ego. And it's because we're just waking up any old time and rocking out of bed and we've got no purpose for the day, then you're going to eat the food. So if you have a set time, and I eat the same thing basically every day because it keeps me fairly on track. And that's just a decision that you need to make. I just wanted to really simplify it for you so you can get the information. Step C, set your state for the day. Most people wake up, for me, many years, oh God, first thought through my head was, I can't wait to go back to bed tonight. Like, I'm exhausted. I'd wake up tired. I'm exhausted. I'm stressed. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed, blah, 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 blah. Guess how I felt for the rest of the day? Like absolute crap, because I set the state at the beginning of the day that I was tired, exhausted, and I didn't want to get through the rest of the day. So that's the rest of my day. So you've got to choose a state for the day. So now I wake up and I go straight into gratitude. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for the hair on my head. I'm so grateful for the roof over my head. I'm so grateful for the beautiful, amazing man laying beside me. I'm so grateful for, and just gratitude rampage for a minute. You can all do that. It doesn't take any textbook or special skills or high quality course. Everybody do it. Share it on the Rise and Shine page. I woke up and this is what I'm grateful for. It's going to help so many of you. And the fourth thing that you got to do every day is move in a way that feels really good to you. Move, move, move. Yoga, stretching, jumping up and down, go for a walk. I try and plan it around the kids. Even like this morning, I ended up only having 15 minutes between here and here because it didn't go as planned. So I just got down on the floor and I literally did yoga stretches, and the kids had a ball because they said I was a bridge, and I'm doing downward dog and they're coming backwards and forwards, and I'm thinking in my head, bloody hell, not getting the workout done, but yes, I'm getting movement, and I'm getting to spend the time with my kids. You guys are going flat up there, so I'm going to have to hurry it up. All right, so this is a 12-minute video that takes you step by step what to do every single morning. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not going to have time to show it to you now. You'll get the recording, but it is part of the mastermind. Actually, let me see if it will work. While I plug in all the, charge all my bits and pieces up, charge you guys up. I have to put it
Good morning, everybody. My name is Diane McKendrick, and it is my absolute privilege.
Who's that girl? Everything goes through everything. Getting up, setting your state, go for your walk.
So after I've had my long black coffee and my fat burner Ignite, what I will do is go for a walk anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes up to an hour, depending on what I've got on. But it's important for you that it's sustainable and that you can do it every single day.
Yes.
So for me, most mornings I'll get out.
So you're going to get that whole video. Oh, crap. Roxy, how do I go back? Here we are. No. See, I told you I shouldn't be pressing buttons on this thing. Let's move this over. Go down to here. I think it opened it in. Here, I found it. Right, so we're out to the morning routine. Stay with me, girls, we're nearly done. We're going to just move this down. We're going to go present so you can see the whole screen again. All right, good. No more pressing buttons, Diane. You have to just, yeah, you have to get that because it's really powerful. Goes through your whole morning routine and it just breaks it down, particularly if you're a parent and you've got kids, because that's obviously what I do and how I roll. So next page. Step number 2, you have to plan your day. It's different now. You're not at work, or a lot of you aren't at work. So what I need you to do is, I've got this form, and once again, I can send it out in the email and it's part of the mastermind. Fill out the following form every single day. And once again, I'm not going to press this video, but I go through a 5-minute video of explaining why and how you fill this form out. So for you guys that can't see, either jump onto the link up above and register for this workshop. It's got my day, the daily affirmation, the primary question that you need to ask yourself. So we're setting our state and our frequency for the day. You get to go through today, I get to, and you put the top 3 to 5 things that you have to do. This is all explained in the video. So I might put the video in the follow-up email for you guys. But you have to plan your day, because if you do start your day and you don't have any purpose to it, then you're just going to float around all day and not feel like you've got, you know what I mean. I'm sure you're all experiencing a little bit of that. Everyone's nodding their head. Yes, yes, I know. Okay, cool. Step number 3. Okay, and if all that fails, I've got this thing called the bath mat formula, and shit's going down. Stuff is crazy because I've got 2 kids. Gus has lost the flying income. We're starting new businesses. I'm doing a whole bunch of new stuff. The whole dynamic of the family's changed. And I walked out the other day, my sister's kids had been here and they were unattended, my kids and her 2 little ones. And we walked out and it was like a bomb went off in the house. Like they had just realized they were not being watched, all 4 of them, and just pulled the place apart. And they're all old enough to know better. And I just sat there and I looked and I just wanted to cry. And I feel like I just completely lost any little bit of control that I had left. And I just looked at Gus and I was like, what am I going to do? And I was like, recognizing how I'm feeling, and that voice in my head saying, you know the strategy, you know the thing, but I'm also human and I'm just having a rough time at the moment, and voices back and forth in my head. Do you know what I did? And it worked a treat, and I want to share it with you all. Walked in the bathroom to go to the toilet, and I saw the bath mat and it was crooked. I wouldn't even usually notice if the bath mat was crooked. The bath mat is there to help me dry my feet when I get out of the shower. And I saw that it was crooked and I was like, all right, well, if nothing else is working in my life right now and in this moment, I'm going to straighten that bath mat and be really present with it. I'm going to take a moment to do it. And I sit down and go to the toilet. I'm going to look at the bath mat and go, look at the bath mat. And just straighten the bath mat. And if someone walks in there and messes the bath mat up, I'll just straighten it again. So then I realized that I just find a little bit of, what's the word? Control, maybe it's control. Find a little bit of peace in the straight bath mat because nothing else in the house and my life at that moment was straight. And instead of fighting against it and crying and yelling at everybody, because really just what it needed was space and time. And if I ever feel overwhelmed in the house now, I just go, I'm going to go and straighten the bath mat. And I walk into the bathroom and I straighten the bath mat and I come out and I feel amazing. So if all the rest fails, go straighten the bloody bath mat and you're going to feel amazing. It's incredible how something so simple can be so profound and so powerful. Oh, this is cool. I've just like ticked through here. You guys still watching? Robin, Roxy, Gita, Lucia, Natalie, who's got her meditation out. I can't wait to share that when it goes off. Beautiful Susan giggling her head off at my bath mat story. Lisa, Michelle, Ali, Carmen, and then all the people up here. Good to see you. Hey, Jacinta, good to see you. Yes, so the bath mat formula, right? When everything else is going to shit in your life, go straight in the bath mat and just take a little bit of peace that it's there, it's straight, because we're all at our threshold, or a lot of us are going through a really high threshold. Hey, Vicky and Annie, I didn't see you guys jump on. So I just want to create a little bit of peace and a bit of a giggle in your day, because you're going to remember me telling you that story and then you're going to be like, oh, the bath mat. Okay, good. I'm going to go straight in the bath mat. If you don't have a bath mat, go and get one. It's pretty cool. Or find something that sort of represents your bath mat that you can just go put back in its place. So you, as a human, you can just feel like there's some element of certainty in your life right now. Let's go to here. All right, so the next thing for all of you is you need to educate yourself. You're locked up, you're at home, and you've got a choice. You can sit there and cry and whinge and have tantrums, or you can do what I've done and a lot of you on this call have done, is like full on educate, educate, educate. I saw a saying the other day that basically said, if you come out of this and you haven't learned a new skill, created something, or whatever the other bloody thing it says, you've wasted your time. Yes, you might be going through a rough time, but someone's going through it harder. You can create a package, a service, a group, something that can help someone else right now. So I want you to all have that at the forefront in your mind. Obviously, get the books. I've got my book here, which funnily enough, I have Amazon bestseller sticker on it. It's not Amazon bestseller yet, but in manifestation on the 29th of April, I'm submitting for this. I'm going to need all of your help to jump on and buy the book for like 99 cents. So I'll keep you updated with that. That's in manifestation. Read books. You've got mine. It's on audio book now, and it's my voice, which is really cool. Or you can get the hard copy for 30, 35 bucks, whatever it is. You can buy the online copy or write a book. Go one step above, and you've all got a story. You've all got something to share. Bloody well, go and start your book. Write it. You've heard me mention a couple of times through this call, the monthly mastermind, which is where all my content is now. The two challenges that I heard from most of you is, one, I don't have the time, and two, it's too expensive or I can't afford it. So I just overcame those two challenges. Now it's online, so it's timeless and spaceless. Even if you've got 16 kids, you still sleep. You put this on while you sleep. So time is not an issue anymore, and it's only 80 bucks. So if you are interested in personal development, if you are on these calls, most of you are actually on the mastermind already, but if you're not already, in the follow-up email, and I'll drop the link up here, you can go and have a look at it. And 80 bucks, if you think you can't afford it, you actually need to be on it, because you will make 10 times the amount of 80 bucks a bloody month if you do what I say that to do. This is all the processes I've gone through. I take you through the efficiency. Anyway, go have a look at the page. I don't need to tell you everything. But educate yourself, guys. The time that you'd usually spend bloody scrolling or driving somewhere or talking on the phone, go and learn something and then implement it, and then get on there and share it. This is the world. This is the world, the year 2020 of speaking. Teach yourself how to speak. Some of you heard my story the other day of how shy I used to be, like deathly shy. I couldn't even order a coffee. So I did a speaking course and I learned about tonality and facial expressions. I still don't smile enough because I talk way too fast because I want to get the information in, but tonality, facial expressions, breathing, how to like strengthen my voice box because it's a muscle. And I thought in my head, listen to this for a quality question. I'm being sarcastic, by the way. How the bloody hell, where am I going to have time? I've got 2 kids. Gus is away most of the time. Where am I going to have time to practice my facial expressions and my tonality and my breathing and all the other stuff I was learning about? Where am I going to have time to do that? Well, guess what? I read to my kids every single night. So for months on end, the things they would have learned through the day, through the course, through the mastermind that I did, I practiced every single night, reading bloody, what do they call that, Dr. Seuss and the Mermaid book, whatever Esme wanted. And the kids didn't know, it made them engaged. I watched how they changed. It was absolutely mind-blowing and incredible. So if any of you come up with the excuse that I don't have the time and I don't have the money, then you can just bloody burn that and move on to just say yes to yourself. Because the third thing I realized in doing it this way, hey, Benny, I didn't do 200 push-ups yet today. I'm sore from yesterday. My friend Benny did 200 push-ups and I did 100 yesterday. And he said to me, I said 200. So I'm going to do 200 tomorrow. I'm going to invite you all to do it with me as well. And Benny, you need to go next level, either 300 or do it with a 5-year-old sitting on your back or something. So yeah, you got to get out there, guys. You got to get and consume the content, and then you've got to create your own. Like I said, Natalie just put her first half an hour meditation out. So how cool is that? It's just so magical seeing people step up and absolutely change and revolutionize your own life, and then therefore change other people's life as well. Okay, so one more opportunity to educate with, if you've loved what you've heard here today, and a lot of you have started following me quite seriously. I feel like I have some real avid followers now, which is super cool. The Rise and Shine podcast series. So the last one was Discover Your Soul Purpose. So for the coaches on the call, because there's a lot of you now coming to see how I'm making this impact, setting things up, Discover Your Soul Purpose. So we've got Purpose Month, where I take you through the purpose process in the monthly mastermind, and then I chunk it down. I take little bits of what I'm teaching my masters and I get it out on the podcast. I get it out in the newsletter. So you can get little snippets of it. And then when you're ready, give yourself the kick up the bum that you need and go onto the page, put your name in, your credit card details, and say yes to yourself. You will not regret it. I promise you. I promise you. And at the end of the day, if you decide it's not for you, there's no contracts, there's no fees. It's like the $80 a month. You love it, you stay, you hate it, you go and find someone else. I can probably recommend someone to you if you don't like my style or me or my big bloody muscles. They're looking good today, aren't they, guys? 5 kilo weights, that's all I've got. So that's what I work with, and a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. So include them into it. So I always say, I've just been putting on this and all my end of guest speaking appearance, which I'm doing a lot online now. Hold this vision for me, guys. Hold the vision that we can all come back together. We can start running the retreats. I ran one just before we went into full ISO, and that just changed people's life. Like, it was absolutely next level, incredible, amazing. And we want to be starting to do that again. So hold the vision, obviously, for me to be able to help more of you, but hold your own vision, have your own imagination, start to create more of what you want. Because you've got to remember, this is sort of like the highlight reel, these pictures. But there was a time I couldn't order a coffee. There was a time that I was that severely anxious and depressed, I literally could not get out of bed. I remember one of my friends calling me one day saying, I'll pick you up from your back stairs. I will drop you at the coffee shop door, and then I'll give you food and a coffee, and then I'll take you home. And I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So don't ever look in at my stuff and think it's always been easy for me, because it's been a real commitment. It's been a real commitment to like mastering my life, mastering my physique, mastering my relationships, and a real testament to, if you commit to yourself and you continue to take little steps every day, what's possible. This photo here was one of my first events. 70 people all paid like about $100 to come see me. 70 people. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of money for your first event. And now it just got up from there. My jewelry line, didn't put my ring on this morning, but that's gone global all over the world now. We're about to get the third piece, add the third piece, and I'm not telling you what it is, probably till maybe next week. You'll get to find out. Some of the inner circle people know because I guessed, I didn't tell them. Yeah, so hold the vision for yourself. This photo obviously is pretty cool. I love to show it because I think it really depicts in sort of a snapshot of what my life is about. Obviously these guys, my why. Those of you with kids, particularly with exercise and eating and running your own business, we make them our excuse. I can't work out because I've got kids and they need X, Y, and Z. Make them your why. You need to work out because you've got kids, and you've got to be a good role model, and you've got to stay fit and healthy. So you can flick that and change it, and it will change their life and it will change your life. So we're nearly to the end. So let me go now into, if you're interested in the mastermind, if you're wanting some more support, if you're wanting to work with me on a deeper level and become part of this conscious community that I've cultivated, you can dip your toe in. You can come here to www.dianemckendrick.com. If I pressed on that, it would take you to the page, but I'm too scared in case I lose my friggin' screen again. Full price is $80 per month, and that'll just come out of your credit card. You sign up, like I said, reassess it in 3, 4, 5 months. If you love it, stay. If you hate it, you go. It's totally fine. Now, what I've put in there for the emergency workers and the frontline staff is a super duper special, because I want to say thank you back to you. So if you're a police officer, a nurse, a teacher, you know, somebody that's having to go out there every single day, reach out to me and I'm going to be able to help you out. That's sort of how I can give back. And this is if you scan that on your phone, you will get free audio chapters 1 and 2 of my book, but I'm going to send it out in the follow-up email. So if you haven't registered, go up and register, so then I'll get your email and I'll send you free chapter of my audio book, or the audio book, chapter 1 and 2. Hey, 100 more today, please, Benny says. Push-ups tomorrow. Later. I'll probably get off this call and do them. You know what I'm like. Yes, okay, so in closing, and this is, some of you have heard this before, but I'm going to tell you again, I'm going to move this up because I like this photo. You need to make a choice right now to make a change in your life. Yes, you might have been feeling scattered, lonely, lost, isolated, but you've got a choice. You can continue to feel like that. You can unpack down there, or you can make a shift and a change in your consciousness. And you can join the mastermind, you can join the community, and you can make a difference in your life there for everybody else's. You have to implement something immediately that you have learned today, whether it's booking something in. You need to take an action within 5 minutes of getting off this call, or you're going to go straight to the kitchen and grab for the Tim Tams, and you're just going to start the whole pattern again. And if it's not the Tim Tams, it's going to be some bloody drama you create in your head to distract yourself from your greatness. Roxy's laughing her head off. I just get funnier and funnier, don't I, Roxy? You're going to reach for the bloody Tim Tams because we haven't changed the pattern. Book something in, check out the page, reach out to someone on the call, take a photo of it, go through the things, write your numbers down, whatever it is. You guys get on here so I can send you the free stuff. And just remember, you saw those photos before of me up in front of bloody millions of people all over the world. That's not because I'm any different to you. 1, I'm on my sole purpose, and I actually took the bloody time to find out what it was and did the work. 2, I learned how to neutralize my fear. Actually, truthfully, I did a lot of that before I learned how to neutralize my fear, and I would be in chronic pain, couldn't move from here to here because the fear that I had was debilitating, like chronic pain. But now that I've learned how to neutralize it, it doesn't show in my body like that anymore. Wish I knew it back then. You guys are lucky because you got me leading the way, and you got me here, like, you know, Michelle, my sister, likens it to like going through the jungle with this big machete, and I'm out the front working really hard, working out how to do everything. And she just comes sauntering along the back going, oh, thank you very much. Here I come. So that's what I'm committed to do for you. I don't care how hard it gets. I'm a fighter. I am a warrior. And there'll be some days I take the back seat and you guys will lead, but most of the time I'll be out there bloody hitting shit and moving stuff out of the way. So you have a clear thing to your path. But like I said, I can't take the steps for you. I can't do it for you. I can just lead the way and be committed to living my life like that as well. So Stephanie, you need to go back and watch. I'm just about to jump off. So what I was saying, guys, it's just the small things every day that I've been committed to. Like literally the things through this webinar are the things that have got me where I am today. And it's just gone boom, and it's just about to go freaking boom again, guys. And I know I can feel it. I know you can all feel it. And the possibility is, if you see it in me, if you witness me do this, you can do it too. It's just a reflection of your own greatness. So commit to it, commit to your health, commit to your education and learning and looking after yourself and deepening your relationships and getting the identity from within and the soul purpose from within, not without. We're not moving towards it. It's in you right now. And yeah, your life will flourish and blossom and bloom, and you get to decide it. You get to design it the way that you want it, not the way that everybody else has told you that it should be. So I'm going to go. I'm pretty sure that was longer than half an hour, but once I get started, I get really excited. So I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of you that continue to show up and engage. Jump on my personal page and Rise and Shine meetup group and engage the shit out of it. Like, answer all the questions right on there. Make your face be known. If you're a coach or you're a massage therapist or you've got meditations, if people know who you are, they will buy your product. If they trust you, they will support you. If no one sees you and you're sitting back, ain't people going to buy you shit because they don't know who you are. So get out there. This is a safe place. I'm not just doing this for me. I'm creating it for all of you as well, working with so many business people right now. So welcome to the tribe. If you scan this, if you get your camera out and scan that code right there, you guys get on, you will get taken to all our social media channels. So we've got the Rise and Shine meetup group. We've got the Soul Seekers page. We've got, you go scan it and get up there. I'm just going to quickly see who's on here. Oh, all the faces. I love it. Thanks, girls. Thanks all for jumping on. Reach out on the page if you're feeling lonely. I'm hoping that I've taken you sort of from a 10 or 11 fairly like debilitated in fear or uncertain or feeling unloved or heartbroken and just feeling like you've lost part of yourself. I really hope that I've been able to help through this call, bring you back down to a place that's, you know, solid and sturdy where we can continue to move forward and feel full. That's my intention here, is just to reflect to you how amazing and great you are, and that this is for a period of time. You have the power to change what's going on up here, the thought process and the feelings, which will then change the outcome. You are in charge. You get to decide. And I just want this freedom and this inner peace for all of you, because I know what it feels like. So I'm going to head off. Thank you for joining in. Exit. We'll stop the share. And yeah, thank you guys. I'll close this down.